So the next couple of exercises are focusing on the strength of our lower body. When we do our falls risk assessments, one of the key reasons why people are at risk of falling is lower body strength. So two key exercises that we can do are the seated leg extension and the sit to stand. So I'm going to show you those two exercises and also some modifications so that when you're becoming stronger, that you know what the next level of exercises are. So let's take a seat. The chair that you want to use either with or without armrests. If you're comfortable to go from sitting to standing without armrests, I'd suggest a chair without them. If you do need the support of the chair, start with the armrest with the goal of moving towards standing up without having to hold on. So let's take a seat and make sure that we're sitting a little bit closer to the front of the chair, that we've got the chair against a wall. We don't want the chair to slip, and make sure that you're using a sturdy chair as well. The position of our feet is either about hip width distance apart, or they could be a little bit wider apart. And then we go back to thinking about sitting up nice and tall. So lifting tall through the top of the head. The hands for the leg extension, you might want to just pop them on your thighs. What we're going to do is we lift one foot off the floor, maintaining that nice tall torso. And then as you breathe out, extend the leg. And then bend the knee and place the foot back down. And we're going to repeat that exercise 10 to 12 times on the right leg, and then we'll do the same thing on the other leg. So we might also use the breath out as we push the leg away, breathe in and out as you come back down. I think what's important here with the breathing is that we use that breath out on the effort and that we avoid holding our breath. When you extend the leg, make sure that we're not leaning back either. And if, for example, you get to about 6 repetitions and you feel that's pretty challenging for me, I need a rest, switch over and do the left leg. Maybe do 6 on the left leg and then go back and repeat. And just notice where you are at the moment and how easy or how difficult it is to do this exercise. Because if you're repeating it 1 to 3 times a week, you're going to find over time, maybe in 8 to 12 weeks' time, that there is an improvement in your strength and you are feeling like you could do a little bit more. Let's do the same thing on the left leg. Now, options here to make this exercise a little bit harder is we might have some ankle weights around the ankle. You can get weights that are 1/2 kilo, 1 kilo, and they just Velcro around the ankles. And that way you can stick to your 10 to 12 repetitions. As I mentioned before, the objective is not to do more, it's to make it a little bit more challenging over time. And we'll make that the last one. Good, and relax the legs. So that particular exercise is great for people who might have issues with their knees and who find the sit to stand exercise really hard to do. So this might be where you start, this might be where you continue, but when you're getting stronger, the objective is to move into doing the sit to stands. So with the sit to stand, we've got a few options here. You can either place the hands on the chair, use the upper body to help us come up to standing, or you might be able to bring your hands across the body and place your hands on the opposite shoulders or upper arms so that we can come up to standing without any support. So let's take a breath in, looking straight ahead, and as you are leaning forward, put the weight into the heels and into the feet, come up to standing, and then slowly come back down. See if you can stand up just that little bit quicker than when you sit down. So we want to be able to easily get out of a chair, but then control the way back down. What can often happen is that we struggle to stand and then we fall back into the chair. So we're trying to work against that by standing up quickly and sitting down slowly. Good, and looking straight ahead. So same thing here, the objective is to do 12, up to 12 in a row. If you get to about 5 or 6 and you feel like that's enough, that's where you're starting from, so let's stop there. But if you're comfortable to go through to the 10 to 12 repetitions, go ahead. And we'll make that the last one. Lovely. Relax the legs. So the progression for this one is if you've got a weight, so if you're using weights at home, or if you've got any medicine balls, or even if you've got something like some cans of food, something that might be about 500 grams up to about 2 or 3 kilos, use that as a way to increase the difficulty of the sit to stand. So here we've got a medicine ball. This medicine ball weighs 3 kilos. So what I would do is hold the medicine ball close to my chest and then come into our stand and then control the sit. So we're just adding a little bit more resistance to the exercise so that once we get to those 12 repetitions, we're ready to stop. Good. And pop that down. Well done. So that's your sit to stand.